I'm Mary from the Shawnee Public Library, which is the home of Story Dancer, a horse in the Horse in the City community public art presentation. Public art reflects the uniqueness of a community and invigorates public spaces. It adds value to the cultural and economic vitality of a community, and it enhances the quality of life. I want to welcome local artist Julie Blackstone. Julie was instrumental in the facilitation of the Horse in the City art project here at the library for teens. Today I'll be visiting with Julie Blackstone. Julie, welcome. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm a professor at OBU here in Shawnee, and I've been teaching art there for, I think about 27 years full-time, but part-time, I've been there since 1981. So I am a long hauler, as they say, in terms of being in the art department. And I work in a lot of different mediums. My primary things that I teach are high craft, like ceramics. I have 3 different levels of pottery classes that I teach. I teach 2 levels of weaving. We have looms at OBU, which is a kind of unusual thing. I think we're the only place left in the state that does. But I teach color theory classes. I used to teach a lot of painting classes, but as our enrollment has grown, I've gotten too busy in my other classes to get to do that.
I know that you are very well acquainted with the Horse in the City public art project. How many horses have you painted for the project?
I'll start by saying that I had painted horses before the Horse in the City project came up. I've painted 5 of those big horses at different times, but 2 of them were prior to the Horse in the City project, and I think that's one reason I got chosen for interest. I painted the Mola Horse. A Mola is based on, it's actually a Latin American craft tradition of applique, where you have lots of beautiful colors and designs.
What other horses have you designed and painted here?
Well, obviously the library's horse is the big focus for this interview, and that was a lot of fun because of working with the kids. And then the most recent one is the steampunk horse. The library horse was a whole different ballgame because we wanted things to appeal to children.
That's right.
And the emphasis is on the younger kids, at the library.
Right.
And so there were all sorts of issues with regard to copyright, because if you're using children's books, you've got the illustrators that we're taking elements from, and I was really appreciative of you for doing all the legal legwork and looking it up and what we could do and what we couldn't do. And so that helped us on our design ideas.
Can you tell a little bit about the design process you go through, and like how long it takes to create the design, and then tell a little bit about like the paints you use?
Okay.
Just some
well,
things.
It depends on the project. The library, we had a committee, and we needed to please. So we needed to present more than one idea. And I had worked up a couple different things. I can't remember if it's the top 2 or the top 3, and developed them a little further, and actually did small little canvases that had, the idea kind of painted out, obviously on 2D instead of 3D, but the idea of how we would translate that design to the horse, and then took it to committee and let them talk over the merits of the different, and how we could apply that to children's skills. We did get fairly sophisticated drawings on the one that was ultimately chosen, and, had it all outlined ahead of time, and they were just filling in the colors, and I thought they did a generally good job on it. I actually ended up liking the one that the committee chose because it just translated so well onto the 3D body of the horse, and the kids could work on it and move around on it, and consistency wasn't such an issue as some things would be with different patterns. So it worked out well.
Julie, one thing that I was so impressed when you did that project is that you didn't just hand them the paint and a brush. I mean, you went through the process, talked to them about the design, And I remember you even talked to them, or taught them how to correctly clean a brush. So they weren't just, slapping paint on this horse and then that was it. I mean, it was a real, a learning, time. So that was great too. So what were the challenges of having, I think we had 40 kids paint on that. What was the challenge there?
One of the biggest challenges is that many kids, and I'm glad it was that popular. I know you had slots to fill, and you actually, did you have to turn some people away? I don't know.
Well, we added an extra day of painting because it was just going to be 2 days.
We painted over and over some of the same sections, and that was actually not a bad thing because a lot of times the first coat, you almost always have to do 2 coats on those things. And we're painting, by the way, I know you asked this earlier, with acrylic base paints. We try to get paints that are going to have really strong sun resistant pigments.
A lot of the public art projects we've done, which you have facilitated, the kids do not get to sign their artwork. It's a public
This is the first
project.
one, isn't it? Yeah.
So this horse, actually, all the kids got to put their signature on the belly of the horse.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'll see kids come by and check out to make sure their signature
be sure they're still there. Well, I thought that was pretty cute, actually. And for this, it doesn't hurt the design because it's on the belly. You have to kind of get down to look at it. And so I thought I was glad that we let them do that because it gave them a sense of ownership, and it was really impressive to me, having done several projects with the kids before. And I don't normally get to see them come back time and again and look at this, show it off to other people. But the way that was handled with having a public reception and having such a big deal, we've had reveals before on some of the other projects.
So, Julie, our Horse in the City art project here at the library kind of took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
We had so many of our customers wanted to participate. And because there were so many of the children's age customers that wanted to participate, we ended up having a coloring/design competition. And we ended up having over 150 coloring sheets with a horse submitted. We had them all over the library, which was really fun.
Yeah, I remember walking in and seeing those. I felt like you were running out of space to put them up. You had so many, but it made it a lot of fun. And the energy, there was, we've done other projects in the past that, the kids were pretty enthusiastic about, but that one, I don't know. I think maybe part of it had to do with the fact that it was going to be an exterior installation.
Yes.
And they could just drive by and point it out to people. And, when they're with their parents, let's go by the library and look at my horse, and they all had this ownership. My horse, the scale is one of the things that's so impressive about it, though. That's what draws people in because by golly, you can see that thing coming from quite a ways, off. And so, I think that's been one of the things that made the horses.
That's exactly right. Oh, I think it's just added so much to the exterior of the building. And actually, we've had people come in and ask about the horse, and they see the other public art projects, and it just brings them into the library. If you missed part 1 of Horse in a City, a public art project that changed the community, highlighting Shawnee's public art presentation in detail, you can find that on the Pioneer Library Systems YouTube channel.